Master.
Hi everyone, Master here with a brief review of the Esperia blade. The blade is a replica of a Vanduul light fighter. It's primarily used as a scout, an interceptor, and an escort fighter. It has a crew of 1 and no bed or bathroom. The blade is 16.5 meters long by 20.5 meters wide by 5.5 meters high. That's a little large for a dedicated light fighter. For example, the Anvil Arrow is smaller, but it's not the largest light fighter. The version we're flying right now is version 2, but there is a future version 3 for Squadron 42. We probably won't see it until Squadron 42 releases though. The blade has 2 large wings that extend when the landing gear rises. The wings are fairly tough and can destroy other small ships if they collide. Pilots often use the wings to physically damage other ships. Just be careful though, if you lose too much of a wing then you can lose the thrusters on that side, and the ship can start spinning uncontrollably. The pilot gets into the cockpit from a chair that lowers down to the ground. When it raises back up, the pilot is laying on his stomach while piloting. The Esperia version has the cockpit interior shrunken a bit for humans to use. The Vanduul have a much larger cockpit due to their size. The blade has 2 size 1 shield generators, 2 size 1 hydrogen fuel tanks, and 1 size 1 quantum fuel tank and drive. Combat speed is a very fast 214 meters a second, with a max speed of 1238 meters a second. The blade is very fast in forward speed. Sideways motion is not as agile as other light fighters though. The blade flies more like an interceptor than a fighter because of that. Quantum range is about average to human light fighters. The blade has 2 size 3 weapon hardpoints and 2 size 2 weapon hardpoints. By default it comes with 2 fixed Vanduul Warlord plasma cannons and 2 fixed Wasp laser repeaters. The cannons fire very fast but use a ton of energy. They also seem to sap shield energy from targets on top of doing damage. The repeaters are more like standard laser repeaters. Unfortunately, the blade has very little energy capacitance, so you run out of capacitor quick when firing weapons. Make sure to balance your firing and increase weapon recharge rate. You cannot change the guns out on the blade either, so you can't put more energy efficient ones or ballistic weapons either, which is too bad. There are 2 custom Vanduul size 3 missile hardpoints with 8 size 1 missiles. The missiles launch vertically for the rear of the blade and travel in an arc to the target. The weird thing is with the current glitches and lag in patch 3.18, sometimes the missiles just don't make it to the target. They get lost somewhere, but they work fine in Arena Commander. This will get resolved once the server issues get sorted out. You also cannot change the missile launchers on the blade, so you're fixed with them. The Esperia blade goes for $275 in time-limited sales, or 3.3 million UEC in-game at Area 18. The purchase price is so high for a light fighter because it's an alien ship, and the manufacturer only makes a few of them at a time. That's the alien tax that CIG has. There are no paints for the blade right now, so it's always the dark gray paint scheme. So personally, the blade is fun to fly, especially with those large weapons compared to other light fighters or interceptors. The weapons do a lot of damage, but with the small capacitors you have to manage your firing very carefully. I imagine the Vanduul prefer to use swarms of blades, each firing a few shots at once to damage targets quickly, rather than extended engagements. Another issue is the guns are not gimbaled, so you have to be precise when you shoot or you waste a shot. Not great with small capacitors. The missiles are small, but having 8 of them isn't bad for a light fighter. It allows you to hit targets farther than your guns can. The ship has large wings for a fighter though, so you have to be extra aware of where your ship is. That means it's easy to accidentally collide with ships or debris, and easier for targets to hit you too. Also remember, the blade is a short-range fighter, so it normally flies on carriers like the Vanduul King ships or human carriers for the Esperia version. So if you need to travel long distance, make sure you have a transport. It's best to fly in a flight group with others in this ship rather than fly alone. The limited guns mean you need to cover each other carefully. The alien effect of the blade is cool, and those wings are great for doing ramming attacks if necessary. Just try not to go against large targets, as the guns won't cut through their shields very well unless you have friends to help you. If you really like exotic ships, then the blade is a good ship to start with. It's also good at hunting down quick targets or fast targets, that sort of thing. Alright, so that's a brief review of the Esperia blade. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. You can use my referral code if you decide to jump into Star Citizen, and you'll get 5,000 extra in-game credits. And until May 2nd, you'll also get the P-52 Merlin fighter as well. Here's a big thank you to my current patrons. I have a Patreon going for $3 a month. All patrons will have their names listed at the end of my videos and get first pick on the next item I'll cover. So feel free to sign up and let me know what you'd like to see next. Okay, catch you all next time.